On this week's episode, we're building ourselves a simple rocket stove.
Sponsored by TRE 4x4 BC and Strikeforce67.ca, the official Canadian home of GoTreads, Canada's professional traction tool.
Welcome back to Fab and Adventures, guys. Today we're building a rocket stove. You might be asking, what is a rocket stove? I was wondering that same darn thing. I've been watching YouTube videos, obviously, and 4x4 videos and overlanding and whatnot. And these rocket stoves started popping up on my feed. So I clicked on one, watched it, clicked on another one, watched it. I mean, they're super simple to build, but to me, what's the big deal with them? Why are they popping up all over my feed? Why are guys getting all kinds of views on these stoves? I mean, it's nuts. So let's build this sucker real quick and we'll light her up, we'll try it out, and we'll just see what's so great about a rocket stove. So a rocket stove in its basic form is a piece of square tubing. In this case, it's 4" by 4", 1/8" wall. And what it has is basically a chimney. We're going to cut this pipe off. We're going to weld it down here. You put your fuel, your twigs, your kindling, whatnot in the bottom. You light her up, and all your heat is contained in the fire pot, if you want to call it that. And the heat rises, and you can put your little pot to boil water or fry eggs or whatever. And your kindling and fuel supply basically keeps going down. And I've seen guys modify them so they can take wood chips. I've seen them like take little wood chunks, pellets, all kinds of stuff. But we're going to make a real simple one here today and just see what is the big deal about a rocket stove. So if you guys want to help support the channel, I got new hoodies in stock. You can check them out and email me for info on how to get yourself a new hoodie and help support the channel. Before we get too far into this video, I just want to say that the subscriber ride videos are slowly starting to trickle in. Don't forget to do your subscriber ride and send it in to me. If you don't know about the new subscriber ride for Fab and Adventures, click on this link up here and it'll take you to a video that talks all about it. Let's cut some steel. So we're going to start out by cutting this off 16 inches. We're just gonna guess a number here, and we're going to cut it off at 16 inches. Just working with what I found at the steel place where I get my steel from here. And they had this cut off, and I thought, man, that would be perfect for a rocket stove. And it was just a cut off. They didn't charge me nothing for it. Thanks a lot, Maximum Metals. And it's going to make a simple little project. So, okay, let's cut this sucker. Now let's move it up a touch. On the seam, or on the edge roll here. And then we can put that there. Bring the line up a little higher. Plate that, weld that on, and weld some legs on it, and we'll be done. All right, now that we got her cut out, we'll just give her a quick deburring, just so there's no sharp edges on it. Now we'll just weld that to there, and we'll find a plate to cap this bottom, and we're almost done. So now we just need to figure out some real quick legs. And I think I'm going to weld these pieces on, and then these will slide up underneath. I'll give these a bend at a 45 degree, and that should hold our rocket stove up. All right, so these are just some slats that I had cut previously with a plasma cutter, and there's a little bit of dross on here from plasma cutting, so basically slag. I don't know if you'll be able to see it, but if you cut that at the right speed, a simple way to get your dross off is just tap it at a bit of an angle, and the stuff just comes right off. If you were cutting at the right speed, this stuff should come off real easy. There shouldn't be huge blobs of slag or nothing like that. And it's a simple cleanup process, way better than taking a grinder and throwing that stuff everywhere. All right, here's our leg pieces. They should just slide right in, like that. And like that. It's pretty sturdy. I don't think that's gonna fall anywhere. Okay, so what I did here is I made a little grate that'll go on top of the stove, and it's just a couple of zip cut slots in there. I didn't deburr it yet, but it'll sit on top of the stove like that, and that'll be your little grate. I think we'll just go corner to corner, and we'll take a zip cut and zip cut down so far, and then just drop these down in. All right, so here's the rocket stove I built in about an hour in the shop, just from scrap material. I'll just show you quick how it goes together. Got the legs, got the grate. Legs just slide into their slots, like that. These guys go together, and they just drop in the slots in the top. Voila, and there you have your cooking. You drop your kindling and fuel basically down in here. You light her up, it draws air through here. For some reason, it doesn't burn the sticks up this way. It pulls it up through here. You're creating a draft coming down through here, and the fire's burning, and it comes up. So it's creating a constant draft, keeps the fire there, keeps the heat here. And I'm gonna try this sucker out tomorrow. I'm gonna show you guys how it works, and we'll talk a little bit about what I think is so great about them. I don't know. See you tomorrow.
Hi, Crystal and Ron. Best wishes from Germany. And first, before I start this video, I wanted to talk or to say to you, you are so beautiful people, and I love your videos, and I'm so jealous of your country. I love it. But now up to my rig. It's a 2000 Suzuki Samurai long body, and it has 30-inch tires. It has 15mm lift, then 50 mil of body lift. It's all painted in Raptor liner, and over here I have customized winch bumpers. I take the phone. I have customized winch bumpers with a winch, synthetic rope. I have a customized rear bumper with those Raptor crawls in here. Okay, this is from the outside, fast and easy. So what is inside? It's a like a camper conversion. I can put a bed on top here. Here is my Chinese diesel heater. I can pull this out and in. I have a table for all my camping stuff. I have like little openings. Wow, 30 seconds is fast. Okay, that's from behind. And inside I have nice sport seats, a sport steering wheel. Yes, a few switches. Look over here. I'm very proud of it. I won the 5,000 subscriber drawing. I'm really proud of it. Yes, that is in the inside. Up to the motor. Okay, I have the stock 1.3 engine in here. Nothing special. It's pretty clean, really good shape, rust free. Yes, this is my rig. This is my son. Okay, I hope you enjoyed this fast video. Oh my god, 2 minutes and 50 seconds. Bye bye and best wishes from Germany.
Here's a good little spot. Set this thing up.
Oh, that's handy.
Relatively level there. We'll get some twigs. All right, let's see about lighting this thing up.
All right, I got matches.
Let's just take this little bit of shop towel. It's because what I grabbed.
I think I got 50 matches here. Do you think if we light them all?
One of them do. Yeah, it looks like she's gonna go.
So you can drop sticks in the top and in the side?
Yeah, I think as long as we get a fire base going, then we can keep stuffing our fuel in from here.
Ooh, there we go. Look at that.
Looks like we got her going here now.
That was actually fairly quick to get that going.
Yeah, it lit up pretty easy for the sorry lighting, emergency lighting utensils or anything. Some shop towel. I'm sure you're not normally going to have shop towel in your pocket, but might have toilet paper. We'll see how this bad boy works. You see flames coming out the top already.
Yeah.
Let's fill this sucker with water and try it out.
Do we need to put this on top?
Well, for this, for a lid.
Oh,
I
for a
don't
lid.
have a lid for this thing.
Oh, okay. So we're gonna use my good water. My good,
Them's the brakes.
what do we call this water?
Water
Tasteless water.
snob. Water snob water. Fill her up.
The whole thing?
The whole thing. 710 mil.
Water snob water. All right, so we've got this fire going now for how many minutes? Like maybe
I don't know. It's
5?
5 minutes probably.
Yeah,
Starting to steam the water.
yeah.
But there's a design flaw in my own design. I put this grate down too far, and when you put the pot completely over, the heat can't escape, and you see the smoke start rolling back out because it can't draw the
Right.
heat. So
It's not doing the airflow.
yeah, so we just move it off to the side like that, and then it's drawing properly. The heat's coming out the top. So a little change in my design. I think it'll be pretty cool.
It is kind of really handy though to be able to just break up little sticks and shove them in there like it's a quick. Like this was
Yeah.
a very quick, and I guess a very safe way to have a fire, because you wouldn't really want to put a fire right here if you'd be out of the wind here.
Yeah, but in the middle of summer, when there's dry grasses
Yeah.
around and you start a fire to cook your wieners or whatever, you could easily have the
Yeah.
fire get away on you, especially
Yeah.
if it was slightly windy or something like that. So this was nice and contained. I think it's a cool idea. The metal I made it out of is definitely too thick for making it lightweight and convenient to pack. I mean, if you had a half-ton truck and you were out camping or whatever, you're not going to need something like this because you're going to have a regular Coleman stove or something, something better. But if you were camping, I'm thinking you would want something lightweight, maybe a little more compact. And
I could see maybe like if there was a handle on the side or something.
yeah, maybe put a handle on the side.
Just
I think if I do another revision of this, I'm going to bring this grate up and I'm going to take this side tube and make it stuff inside so that all you have is a square tube. The rest of everything else gets stuffed inside. And then it's just a little
it's
square
nice and
tube.
compact.
Make it out of some really lightweight metal.
And you could put that then on your roof rack.
Oh, you could stuff it anywhere.
Yeah.
If it's only this big or however big,
Yeah.
you can just stuff that in any little corner because it's made of steel. It's not going to get hurt or nothing like that, right?
Yeah.
The disadvantage to this one right now is it's 1/8-inch steel, so it's not lightweight at all. It's you're not going to throw that thing in your backpack, or you might be able to throw that in a canoe on a canoe trip or something like that. But I think the advantage to the rocket stove, the main advantage is your fire is contained in here, and you're not having a possibility of a fire getting away on you in the grasses or whatever.
And you don't need an axe for cutting the wood.
You don't need an axe. You can just grab tree branches or whatever you can find, snap them off, stick them in there. And the other cool thing is you can just keep sticking stuff in here without, disturbing the fire or anything. And the fire is all self-contained right here, and all the heat is coming up here. It's not coming out here or around or whatever. So
that's maybe what the big buzz is on these things.
it could be. It focuses all the heat right there. See, and we're only heating half this pot right now because we have to have it offside so that we don't choke it out.
Yeah. So it would have been boiling by now, I'm sure.
I'm sure it would have too, yeah.
Yeah.
I think it's a pretty cool idea.
Yeah.
But I think we need to make some changes to make it better.
Or if you make your own, make sure you don't do the same thing that Ron accidentally did.
Don't put your grate right flush with the top of the tube because the fire needs to come out. It needs to draw.
Yeah.
And make it out of lighter weight material, not 1/8-inch 4x4 square tubing, but that's what I had. And other than that, maybe throw a handle on it, and we're going to make it more compact.
Yeah.
So I think if you guys are liking this sort of content, make sure you keep watching because we got more cool stuff coming.
And leave your comments below if you want to see this modified and compacted. If it's something that you guys think that you would use on your rig, but you don't know how to make it compact, let us know, because otherwise it might be something that we just...
If you want to see a more compact version, I'll take this sucker, I'll cut it apart, and I'll make it a more compact version. Or I'll go get some lighter weight tube, and I'll make a compact version, one that works better. We'll keep increasing and changing it until it is an awesome little thing to take along.
So thanks for watching Fab and Adventures.
We'll catch you guys next Friday.